and welcome to Getting Clean on the Prairies. We're downstairs in my indoor growing space, and today I just wanted to go through some more information on the grow lights that I use and how I use them, and touch a little bit more on how much light these plants need when they're at the sprouting stage, and then once they are potted up in their Kratky container, how much light they get. So I had a few people asking me that question after my first video came out, how to start growing your food indoors. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. It gives you all the details of setting up the your herbs and vegetables in the Kratky method. Also on today's video, we have some paprika pepper plants that I started. I think it's been about a month. I'll have to check my calendar to see. But as you can see, these are past the 2-leaf stage, and now they are getting up into the 4 to 6 leaf stage. They have lots of roots. So we are going to pot them up now in their Kratky containers, as you can see here. So if I take you over to my setup here, this is where everything usually starts, is in these containers in the rock wool. And what I've been doing is I have a timer set on these, so and try to put them as close as I can. What you want to do is make sure as soon as these seeds sprout, you want to be able to have light on them, because if they don't have light when they at the sprouting time, they tend to grow and get leggy really fast because they're looking for light. So some people keep their seeds in the dark until they germinate. I haven't done it that way. I have done it this way under the lights. Over here we have some sweet peppers that I took from some organic greenhouse peppers that I bought in the store, and I'm going to be doing a video on that as well. But as you can see, one of those little guys is now sprouting. These have been under the grow lights here for about 7 days. So, and I just wanted to do a update on the first batch of herbs that we potted up together on my video. This is the basil, and if you I'll put up a picture of how it looked the day we planted it, but this has only been less than 2 weeks, and basil has taken right off. It's doing good. And I'll just pull it out here to show you the roots. It's crazy how many roots they get. So as long as the you can see that the water's gone down, so I'll be topping it up with some more water just to keep it going. So these herbs, like I say, are under the lights here, and they're growing pretty high and getting pretty close to the light. And I found that these will survive well in a sunny window, so they don't necessarily have to stay under grow lights for their whole life cycle. You can move them to, if you have a south facing or an east facing window, which is what I'm going to move mine to. They will do okay there. As far as how much light do I use, or how long do we need to put light on our plants, my rule of thumb is anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day. Plants like us need to rest, otherwise they keep, as long as there's lights on them, there's photosynthesizing going on, so they do need a rest period. So it is good to set your lights so that they aren't on 24 hours. So I would highly recommend that you purchase a timer to set your lights on, because it helps keep them consistent and you don't have to worry about turning off and turning on your lights. So I have, if you've ever seen one of these before, you just can set the amount of hours that you want the lights to be on by pressing in these little keys, I guess, on the dial, and then it will automatically shut off and turn on without you having to do anything at all. So one of those would be something I would definitely invest in, along with a power bar. Power bar is definitely necessary. Here are some of my lettuces that I have growing. This is the first time I've used a Rubbermaid tub to do this, and I have them growing under these LED lights. As you can see, there are two bars of them here. So these lights are adjustable. So you see, you have these S hooks with some pieces of chain so that I can lower these lights and raise them up as needed. Right now, this is a level that I think is pretty good. It's not too close, but enough to keep the lettuces growing, and they will probably get about 6 inches high. So I'll probably have to raise these lights right to the top of this shelf to keep them going. If you have lettuces in a container that sits easily on a sunny windowsill or a plant stand in one of your windows, lettuces will do fine. I grew a lot of my lettuces in a west-facing window last year. So once they've started to really take off and have a good root system, you can remove them from underneath the lights. So I'm just getting everything set up here to plant up these paprika peppers. I just wanted to show you the packaging, or the name here. So this is a paprika pepper from Hungary, and the package says it produces 4-inch long orange sweet peppers. They ripen from cream to orange to red. And then of course you could make, I guess, dried paprika powder out of these. I just bought them because they look very pretty, and it's from a local seed company that I love buying seeds from. So we're going to just see how it goes. There's an 85-day growing period on these, so they will not be ready till next spring if everything goes well. So I got the 2 containers here, and what these are is some Folgers coffee containers that I spray painted the outside just to pretty them up a little bit. I used these last year to grow peppers, so I know that they work well. So we're going to use the 2.5-inch net pots, and I've already filled these with the hydroponic solution, and I put the lid in, and I want the water to just be touching the bottom here so that the roots, once we put the peppers in the net pot, will just be sticking their toes into the water, and they will start growing towards the water. So the first one here, like I showed you, has some nice roots. So I'm going to put it in there, and the roots will just work their way through the bottom. I'm not going to try and force them through or anything. Be careful not to hit the stem because they're still quite delicate. Just going to put enough clay balls to reach the top of the opening here on the sides, just so there's very little light getting through. There we go. So I said I just cut this to size. It was a little bit too big, so I had to add a little tape on there so it didn't fall through. So I've already put the solution in. Just set it down. I'll just double check. You can see that there is some water getting there. So these little roots within the next few days will start popping through the bottom there and growing. Just going to measure here with the lid on if it's touching, and it's just not quite hitting the bottom of this net cup. So I'm just going to give it a few more drops. And you can see he's got a nice root coming there. I'll just set him right in here. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I have some sweet bell peppers starting from seed that I'm very excited about. And so if you want to see how those get planted up and how I got those going, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So these are all ready. And I'm sure within a week we're going to see a lot of growth, a lot more leaves. So we're just going to spot here beside the lettuces because I think this is a good enough distance from the lights for these. And I also did look at my timer there as far as time, how long I have my lights on for. I actually have it set for 16 off, 8 hours off. 16 hours on, 8 hours off. So on the timer, it's set to shut off at 10 o'clock at night, and then the lights come back on at 6 or 7 in the morning. So, and there's probably about 3 inches of space between here and the lights, so that should work out good. Something like peppers and tomatoes that need a lot of extra light to produce fruit, I keep those under grow lights throughout their whole life cycle. I just want to give you a sneak preview of some more videos that are coming. These are 2 determinate tomato plants that I started in this arrow garden. And we are at 24 days right now. And these things are getting huge. So if you'd like to see how this all unfolds, please hit the subscribe button. I'm getting to the point here where I'm going to, well, I can raise this up higher. So there's room to grow, and once they start showing signs of flowering, then we'll probably do some pruning. But I think this is going to work out okay. So keep watching, stay tuned. So I hope you found this tutorial and updates on my indoor growing using the Kratky method helpful. If there's anything that you have questions about, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the go to subscribe to keep following me on my Kratky and indoor growing journey. And I hope that you will also take a crack at growing food indoors, because this is pretty easy. It's a lot of fun. Doesn't have to cost too much money. It all depends on how much you want to invest, but it can be done fairly cheap. And having your own fresh produce, herbs, hopefully tomatoes, peppers, is a wonderful thing to have. So thank you for watching, and please keep hit that notification bell so that you are notified whenever I have a new video posted. Thank you.